Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Praxis Beat Sister Show. My name is Melanie Evans. I am a certified life coach, a certified speech language pathologist, and praxis strategy coach, here to help you on your journey to passing the SLP Praxis exam and also to build a fulfilling career in speech language pathology. So, today's episode is about habit, building habits to build a successful career in speech pathology, but specifically for passing the SLP Praxis exam. So many people have told me that it's really difficult to get into good habits for passing the SLP Praxis exam. Maybe you are really overwhelmed with your clinical externships. You might be overwhelmed already with your coursework. Maybe you are already practicing as a clinical fellow or SLPA, and you already just have so many things going on top of your personal life, right? You might be a mother or a father or a spouse. And that brings a lot of anxiety when it's time to more or less slow down and get into the groove of studying for this exam. So today's episode is going to be all about helping you brainstorm ways that you can create habits that make you feel ease and successful throughout the whole process. I talked a lot about this on my mini course. Now, I will let you all know that we are taking down the mini course. So, right now, the time of this episode is September 2024. By the end of September 2024, we are going to take down the Mindset Study Strategy mini course. So, go ahead and get that while it's still available. If you are watching this post September 2024, not to worry, we're still going to have some sort of mini course available for you all. It will just look a little bit different. So let's talk about the brainstorming process. If you are not driving or operating heavy machinery, take a minute to just close your eyes. I always like to put my hand on my heart to tell my brain that I'm loved and that I'm receiving a hug. If you're a visual person, this is going to be a perfect exercise for you because this is where you can really imagine your ideal day as a star praxis prepper. What does that look like for you? What does someone who inevitably passes the SLP Praxis exam do? What habits do they have? What skills do they embody? What do they do when they wake up? What do they do throughout the day? What do they do when they lay down for bed? Make sure it feels completely authentic to you. Think about the behaviors that you're doing throughout the day. Think about what makes you feel charged up. I've had clients who it's non-negotiable. We gotta go to the gym. That is non-negotiable. The gym is necessary to feel like a star during this process. Amazing. Definitely also thinking about what you must let go of to make your success inevitable. So, what is holding on to you? What is pulling on your energy? What is making you feel frazzled? Let that go. Habits that might have served you in a previous season as a graduate student, maybe as a first year graduate student and undergraduate student, might not serve you in this season. You can tell those old habits thank you and welcome in new habits. Think about what that looks like for you. And bonus points if you pull out a sheet of paper or your notes app on your phone and write them down. Amazing job already. Amazing job. So let's talk about some tips to creating your dream schedule. If that was a little bit hard for you, here are some things that you can keep in mind. First of all, prioritizing your spirituality. So even if you consider yourself an atheist, think about how you can really get in touch with yourself. Get in touch with your core self. If you do believe in a higher power, think about how you can connect to your source, to your creator, to God. Make that be your very first thing and incorporate that throughout your entire day because it's going to be that power, that supernatural power that will bring you through into the next season of your life. One thing that's helped me, of course, is journaling, prayer, meditation, listening to podcasts that inspire me, Let that be the very first thing. We've done episodes on this before with mindset and how your morning routine is very important. Another thing I recommend for creating your dream schedule is, of course, incorporating self care. That all falls hand in hand. You really want to make sure that you are preventing burnout. Get active. That sounds like a dream schedule to me. Thinking about when you're going to play with your pets, when you're going to spend time with your loved ones, people who charge you up. Then think about when you'll be studying for the SLP Praxis exam. What habits throughout your days and throughout your weeks will ensure that you can study for at least an hour to an hour and a half a day? When I'm working with my clients, I highly recommend at least spending 4 hours on the weekend to study. And those are people who have really busy schedules, who it's really hard to fit in a study time during the week because of full schedule during the day. But if you can fit in an hour to an hour and a half a day on the weekday, you're already off to an amazing start. So I'd love to end this episode with some affirmation. So if you wanted to do the close your eyes exercise and repeat after me, or if you're driving, just repeat it to your head or to yourself out loud. One affirmation: I have a schedule I love that makes my success inevitable. I have habits I do with ease that makes my success inevitable. It's just who I am. The things I do regularly add up to make me amazing at what I do. I love learning more on, and then fill in the blank. I love learning more on medical concepts in speech language pathology. I love learning more on how I can be a competent SLP. Amazing. So, if you are struggling to establish really good habits, the first thing I recommend is to visualize your success. Going through this whole process, visualize your success, taking care of yourself through this whole process, and visualize your success staying consistent to a schedule that will make you thrive and make you a star on this whole entire journey. Reach out to me at Praxis Speech Sister on Instagram. Like and share this episode to your Precious Speech bestie. And I will see you in the next one. Bye, fam.